Guys, we just had the biggest liquidation event in crypto history. You know what? A lot of people are sad, depressed, anxious, mad, and sadly some people took their lives. Why? Because we're in a bull market that doesn't act like a bull market. What do I mean like this? I'm saying we're not having big green candles. Like the majority of the assets that we believe that we're going to go up long term or short term in this bull market haven't happened. Ethereum in April of this year, 2025, it went to $1,500, and now it's at 4,000. But we assumed at this point it would already be at 5K, 7K, 8K. I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was already gonna be at 8K at this point of the cycle, at this point of this year. But we haven't had that. We've only had Bitcoin run up. A lot of people saying, "Oh, Bitcoin, crypto's a scam. This is a scam." No, it's not a scam. Like they're bubbles, and it's true. Crypto is a bubble, and Bitcoin specifically, all these coins have bubbles. So when they tell you 99% of cryptocurrencies are not going to last long term, they're right. It's not a lie. However, there's times where you can make money, and during the bull market is when you can make money. However, there's a difference between this bull market and every other bull market. In the other bull markets, when you look at it, everything was just green candles. It was just retail FOMOing. But this time, we have institutions buying and controlling. Because retail, we're broke. We're broke, man. We've just gone through so much hard times, so many difficulties. We went through COVID. We went through the Federal Reserve printing 1/3 of the new money supply during COVID. Like, that's insane. We've just gone through so many things that when you're trying to think about it and you exacerbate the problem, like, it makes sense why we haven't pumped. And the only coins that have been pumped is because they've been selected by Wall Street. They've been selected by these banks, by these venture capitalists, like for all these people. And they can only suppress Ethereum and altcoins by so much. I was telling my friend, he's like, if you already know this, why do you still believe in altcoins? Why do you still believe in the crypto? Why are you still doing this? Because they can only suppress us by so much. They can only suppress money flowing through. It's called Hart's Law. They can only suppress Hart's Law for so long because even they want to make money. Because this is true. They want to make money off of us. Like most of the coins, yes, they own certain coins, but they own other coins too. Every other coin that has an ETF, they're creating, they're buying it. But they want to buy cheap. That's the thing. The thing between institutions and us is that because institutions have money, their mindset is different. They don't want that 10, 20, 30x like we do. They're cool with a 2x. They're cool with a 3x. They're cool with a 0.50% return. They truly are. Because when you look at equities and you look at look at them, they take 15 years to do a 2x on S&P 500. 10 years to do a 2x on S&P 500. But inflation is 10% every year. They say it's 2%, but it's a lie. And the S&P 500 goes up 10% every single year. So like basically with the S&P 500, you just keep your money. And not even that. That's only you can calculate 10%, but it's probably more. But let's just say 10%. So guys, crypto is still the most crazy appreciative asset. I like this quote by Richard Hart. He says that the price of the best performing asset in history is volatility. And sadly, we've been down and the volatility has not been for us. Like, yes, I hold some L1 coins, and yes, I've had moments to take profit. This is the thing, key point. Moments to take profit. Because my portfolio has been up 2, 3, like at most 4x total portfolio, and the coins have been the most I had was a 10x. But this is the issue, guys. This is the problem with greed. I've seen the numbers was done before, and because of that, I compared what could have been and what I had, and I didn't take profit. So, guys, this leg up, we need to take profit. I do believe we're gonna do that 10x, 5x, but maybe we gotta assume maybe we don't do that 20x, maybe we don't do that 30x, and maybe we do. But at that point, that's why you keep a moon bag. That's why you sell, like, let's say for example, you sell like 50% of the bag. You can take your like on the 2x, you take all your initial and you leave the rest, and then on the 4x you take 20%, and the 2x you need another 20%, and the 3x you need to take another 20%. Like at that point, that's the only way you can do it. But yeah, you need to be disciplined, because that was my issue. I wasn't disciplined. I just took my initial, but But I had a 5x. Why didn't I take more? Because of greed. Yeah, be careful. You gotta reel in greed, guys. You gotta reel in greed, and you gotta understand this cycle is different. We don't like to say that because we feel like we got cheated out of it, but it's the truth. You either adapt or die. And we're at the point of the cycle where you have to adapt, or else you're gonna be left behind. You're gonna hold the bag in the bear market. I still don't believe we're in the bear market yet. We still haven't had that euphoria moment. So I still believe we're in a crypto market. We haven't trapped anyone. Like, everyone is still break even, and like no one's happy. Unless you were buying the lows like Solana, buying the lows on some other coins. But even then, with this crash, because of, like, you gotta keep believing, guys. You gotta keep doing what you gotta do. You gotta do everything you gotta do, man. Peace out.